Disclaimer. The information in this podcast has been researched by a real person. However, the conversation is artificially generated. I hope you'll enjoy today's episode. Dale Carnegie and the legacy of how to make friends and influence people.
Welcome to our latest episode on Dale Carnegie and the legacy he left behind, how to make friends and influence people. Today, as always, I'm joined by my co-host Evelyn.
Hi everyone, and thanks for joining. Before we start, hit the follow button, like and subscribe to support our channel.
Great, let's get started. What if the secret to success wasn't power, money, or intelligence, but simply how you made people feel?
Almost 90 years ago, one man turned that idea into a philosophy that would change the world of business and beyond.
Today, we're diving into Dale Carnegie and his timeless masterpiece, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
A book that didn't just teach sales or leadership, it taught humanity.
Let's set the scene. It's the 1930s. The Great Depression has swept across America. Unemployment, insecurity, and hopelessness are everywhere.
Right. People weren't just broke, they were disconnected. And here comes Dale Carnegie, a farm boy from Missouri, saying, "Hey, maybe your biggest asset isn't your resume, it's your ability to connect with people."
Exactly. Carnegie's journey started long before the fame. Born in 1888, he grew up poor, worked as a salesman, and even tried acting for a while. But his real passion was communication, understanding what makes people tick.
By 1912, he was teaching public speaking at the YMCA in New York. He noticed something fascinating. Most people didn't just want to speak better, they wanted to be liked better.
That insight became his life's mission. After years of teaching and collecting real stories from everyday people, salesmen, secretaries, executives, he distilled everything into a book.
And in 1936, How to Win Friends and Influence People hit the shelves. Sold 250,000 copies in 3 months, unheard of at the time.
It wasn't a book about manipulation. It was about understanding human nature, the art of making people feel valued.
So what made it so powerful?
Carnegie's magic was simplicity. He laid out principles anyone could understand, and more importantly, practice.
Let's walk through a few. The first is one of my favorites. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain.
Right? Carnegie believed criticism puts people on the defensive. Instead, if you want to influence someone, begin with appreciation. Find something genuine to praise.
He even said, any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, and most fools do.
Then there's his golden rule. Give honest and sincere appreciation. In a world where people crave recognition, a kind word can go a long way.
You see that in business all the time. Think of great leaders, they remember names, listen more than they speak, and make you feel like your opinion matters.
Exactly. Be genuinely interested in other people. That's another core principle. Carnegie said if you want to be interesting, first be interested.
That's a line every salesperson should tattoo on their notebook.
True. And he gave simple, actionable tips like smile, remember people's names, talk in terms of their interests, and let them feel important.
But he didn't stop at friendship. He taught influence, how to win people to your way of thinking without conflict.
Yes, he wrote, the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Instead of proving someone wrong, respect their opinion. Admit your mistakes quickly. Let the other person feel that the idea is theirs.
And that philosophy completely reshaped sales, leadership, even politics.
It did. Before Carnegie, selling was often about pressure. After Carnegie, it became about empathy, understanding what the other person wants, and aligning with it.
It's no coincidence that modern frameworks like emotional intelligence or consultative selling trace their DNA back to him.
And let's not forget the empire his ideas created, Dale Carnegie Training. It spread worldwide, teaching leadership and communication in more than 90 countries.
Warren Buffett famously took one of those courses. He said it changed his life, and he still has the certificate hanging in his office.
That says it all. Carnegie didn't just write a book. He built a lifelong movement around empathy and respect.
Now, not everyone's a fan. Some critics say his advice is too simplistic or that it encourages people to be fake.
True, but Carnegie always emphasized sincerity. His advice only works if it's genuine. Pretend to care, and people see right through you.
And while some examples may feel dated, the principles themselves are timeless. Human nature hasn't changed as much as technology has.
Exactly. Whether you're in a boardroom, on a Zoom call, or chatting on social media, people still respond to warmth, respect, and understanding.
So, how does Carnegie's message fit into today's world?
Perfectly, actually. In an age of digital noise, attention is the new currency. Listening, truly listening, is rare and powerful.
Right. His principles of empathy, humility, and appreciation are what make great leaders stand out, not their titles.
And in sales, Carnegie's thinking still guides the best reps. Focus on the client's goals, not your quota. Make people feel heard, not hunted.
It's funny, 90 years later, the secret to influence is still humanity.
Exactly. He taught us that influence isn't about control. It's about connection.
Dale Carnegie turned simple manners into a science and simple kindness into a superpower.
His ideas have outlived trends, generations, and even the mediums we use to communicate.
Dale Carnegie turned simple manners into a science and simple kindness into a superpower.
His ideas have outlived trends, generations, and even the mediums we use to communicate.
Because at the end of the day, the most powerful thing you can say to someone isn't a pitch, it's, "I understand you."
And that's the true art of winning friends and influencing people.
Thanks for listening, and remember, if you want to change the world, start by changing how you treat the next person you meet.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe support if you enjoyed today's episode. Tune in next week for episode 12, Sales Operations, the Unsung Heroes.